Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. It's been a while since I saw you guys. It's been some holidays that's passed. It's been some things that we've been doing. We've been staying busy in these streets, and I'm trying to get this good content pushed out to you guys. But I appreciate you guys who tune into the show. I appreciate you guys who reach out to me and give me your comments and tell me all kind of stuff, what you got going on, what you want to see. Things of that nature. I appreciate you guys. Continue to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. We're going to keep this thing pushing and keep this thing moving. Today, we got a special guest for you guys. You know, I like to bring up special people that I think are special that could help us out. When I say us, help our community out. This individual, she's going to kind of teach us and at the same time educate us on certain things some things that I'm keeping a secret right now, but some things that I think are important. So I'd like everybody to welcome to the show, Miss Raemeka Granger.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'll give you hand claps. There you go. Hey, how you doing, Raemeka?
I'm doing well. What about yourself?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored in the Lord. Hallelujah.
I knew you were going to be saying that. I watched the show.
So sometimes on the show, I don't know if you watch, but I reference the Bible a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, not on no religious stuff, more of on a context, you know, or making an analogy. Because that's I was raised in the church, right?
Okay.
And, you know, being raised in the church, sometimes it just stays with you forever. You know, it's like, why did I say that? That doesn't even apply. But, you know, like I said, blessed and highly favored. I could have said, I'm good. Anyway.
Listen, I like that. For me, everything is built on the principles of God.
Okay.
Not necessarily religion.
Okay.
Because a lot of formality and traditions exist inside of a church. But with God, He's the only thing that's eternal. So that's the foundation we should be building upon.
Oh, we having church up here. Shout out to the churchgoers. Shout out to the speaking in tongues and the missionaries and evangelists. So, Raemeka, tell the people exactly where you're from.
I am from the outskirts of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. Outskirts, what is that?
I was born in River Ridge.
Well, you say New Orleans. You don't.
Well, that's why I said the outskirts, because people will be like, oh, well, no, you weren't really, raised in New Orleans. But, yeah, so right outside of New Orleans.
Okay. How long you been in Houston?
I've been in Houston 3 to 4 months.
Okay, so you just got here. You're newbie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So backstory with Houston, Houston, I've been here 10 years, and I'm originally from New Orleans. So the thing about Houston, it didn't have no culture when I first got here. When I say culture, they didn't have no style. They didn't really have music. They didn't have really good food. They just got crawfish. Look at you, look. She said, So gumbo, you remember? So you know how gumbo is back home. Mm-hmm. Gumbo is gumbo. You make a roux with the gumbo. But now here it is. I don't know. But shout out to Texas. I love you guys. I moved here for a reason. I love. So it's all good. Shout out to I love everybody in Houston. So look, Raemeka, one reason why I brought you up here because I know you're I'm gonna say a pro at doing contracting, government contracting. We're gonna get into that later in the show. But first I want to talk about business credit. I had 2 shows previous with 2 of my guests that were talking about business credit. And I think that's something that's important for our community, especially not just personal credit, but business credit. Especially I read something on social media, and it was saying that in the pandemic, 47 million people left their jobs. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, some people was forced out of their jobs, but a lot of people left. Yes. Right?
I was one.
So congratulations. Hey, I got to give you a haircut. Congratulations, on the entrepreneur road. But in saying that, with 47 million people leaving their job, that means most of them started becoming entrepreneurs, right? And now, being an entrepreneur, that means you're a business person. Yes. So in doing business, that means you got to have your business in order.
Yes.
So, and you specialize, you used to, or you still specialize in building business credit?
They won't let me get away from it.
Okay. Well, hey, people paying, why not?
Yes. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I have a love for people. I want to see people win. I'm a servant before anything else. And so business credit definitely is something that every business owner needs to utilize. I don't care if you're doing hair. I don't care if you're running a podcast. I don't care if you're washing cars. Every business owner needs to capitalize off of business credit.
Yeah, business credit. So for the people that don't know what business credit is, what exactly is business credit?
Okay, so business credit is just like your personal credit, but everything, or at least the way that I teach it, because there are various strategies, everything is going to report to the business credit bureaus. And all of that debt is going to be attached to the business and not you as an individual.
Okay. So basically what you're saying, if I was to get like a fuel card, or if I was to purchase a car, or if I was to purchase, say, some equipment,
Yes.
all that stuff is going to be in the business name versus my name.
Correct. And so what people need to know is there's a strategy to business credit.
Okay.
So I can go to Chase and I could get a business credit card. It's in my business name, but it's going to report to my personal credit. So that's why you need to do your research or come to a person like me that can help you, because just because it's in your business name doesn't mean they're going to report to the business credit bureaus. But you can get vehicles in your business name that don't require your credit being pulled.
Right.
You can get power equipment. You can get, I had a guy, he was in my business credit class. He was like, hey, I just got a water irrigation system for my home, strictly under business credit. So be careful and also be strategic. Make sure that the account is going to report to the business credit bureaus and not on the personal side. So therefore, when you go to build up your real estate portfolio and you want to get that third investment property, they're not going to say, hey, you can only afford about another $30,000 because you have your debt to income ratio flipped upside down due to all of this debt. So for me, that's one of the big pros to utilizing business credit is your debt to income ratio doesn't have to be affected.
So in saying that, you said something that sparked my interest for when you said something about real estate. A lot of people, they look at these YouTube videos or they look at the stuff that's on like Instagram, a lot of people doing real estate, but a lot of people don't understand that a lot of that stuff, what those guys are, they're not doing none of that stuff in their personal credit. Most of that stuff is in that business name.
Right.
And like, for instance, I heard something, now you could correct me if I'm wrong, for as it's better to buy a multi-family home versus a single family home in your business.
I definitely will agree with that. Even if you're a person and your business credit is not built, you've never heard of it, and you've been buying properties in your personal name, it makes 1,000 more cents for you to purchase a multi-family home. We're going to live in a portion of it, and then we're going to rent the other portion out. So as I'm getting my dream home built, or as I'm getting, my money ready, to move into that 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom home, I'm allowing my tenants to stack up my savings account.
Right.
They're paying for that investment property. And then on top of that, I have some land yap to go ahead and save for my forever home. And so it will take a season of sacrifice.
Okay.
And that's a lot of times we don't want to hear that in our community.
What you mean sacrifice? What that term sacrifice?
Sacrifice. Okay, so I may purchase let's say I purchase a duplex.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's 3 bedrooms on one side, 3 bedrooms on the other. And I'm accustomed to a single family home. I'm not accustomed to having neighbors that close. It may not be in the neighborhood that I'm accustomed to living to. But for the next 6 months, I need to go ahead and sacrifice because the tenant is paying for their side, my side, plus a little extra. So, like I said, if it's not a way that you're accustomed to living to, you're going to look at it like, I don't know if I want to do this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and, go ahead for that 5-bedroom right now.
Right.
But we have to have seasons of sacrifice.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because a lot of people, they might have the income, they might have the debt to was it DTI? Yeah, DTI. Yeah. They might have all that, but they might want their dream home now versus saying, okay, well, I'm 30, mid-30, 40. I can afford it, but right now I need this to take care of what we got going on now. But a lot of people don't want to take that sacrifice. I wonder why. I guess flossing and Instagram is more important. I guess. I don't know.
Sometimes.
I don't know.
Depends on the person's mindset.
But, I'm not blaming nobody, I'm just saying. What's the song about Kanye? He said, we all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. He said, I had 25,000. I went to the Jacob store before I bought a house, and I'll do it again. But that was real, though. Yeah. That was real. But anyway, so back to, let me ask you about what's more important that you think? You think the personal credit is more important versus the business credit?
I think they both hold weight.
Okay.
So although I'm going to utilize my business credit and I don't want to personally guarantee anything, I need to have phenomenal personal credit.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you said that both of them are synonymous, right? It's both of them are important. Mm-hmm. But you need the personal sometimes if you don't have the capital in order to get the business.
So the way that I build business credit in the beginning, and sometimes, up to tier 3 or tier 4, because you're building it in tiers.
Okay.
In the beginning, you won't need to utilize your personal credit because, again, we want to attach all of this debt to the business and not you as an individual.
Correct.
But let's say you've built it up, you've gotten a vehicle, and the next step you want to take is to go ahead and get some type of loan.
Okay.
For your business.
Yeah.
A lot of companies, they're going to go off of two major things.
And what is that?
That is the revenue that is going into the business checking account. You need to be utilizing a business checking account. And even let's say, you're in the beginning stages, you're just building, your business isn't making a whole lot of money because you're still at a job. Go ahead and put your paycheck into that business checking account.
Makes
and
sense.
Then write yourself out a check. So they're going to be looking at the revenue that's coming into that account. And then the other thing they're going to be looking at is a soft pull on your credit. Okay. So this is why we want to have our personal credit in order.
So that makes sense. Hold up. So you said if you have a job and your business is not making as much money, right? And you have a job, let the direct deposit go into the business account and write yourself a check.
Yes.
Write yourself a check as I got to go to the bathroom. I could pause it. Okay, so you saying if I get paid by a job, it's smart to put that paycheck inside of the business account as a deposit, but pay myself, like write a check to myself?
Yes, write a check out for your personal expenses.
Oh, okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when the SBA comes, I just say SBA, but when you try to get a business loan, that's what they look at. They look at, is it a certain amount that they look at?
It depends on what you're going after.
Okay.
So that, it has a few variables, but whether you're making $2,000 a week or $5,000 a week, go ahead and put the totality of it into the account and then write yourself out a check. You're able to show that revenue is going into that business.
Got you. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. You told me something. I didn't know that. I knew the other stuff, but you told me some new stuff. Okay, I like that. Dope. So fast forward. You have your business, right? Your actual business. You have your DUNS, right?
Yes.
DUNS and Bradstreet number. You have what else? What is that?
Your EIN number.
EIN. You have your EIN. What else? Let me see. DUNS, Bradstreet, EIN.
Those are going to be the three major things that you need. You need your business registered in the state that you're in.
Right.
You need your EIN number and you need your DUNS number. And then you can start building business credit. Now, to be honest with you, sometimes you can just go ahead and start getting accounts and they will formulate a DUNS number for you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. That's why when sometimes people come to me, they've purchased from certain stores and they're like, NAB is already showing that I have a business credit score. They've populated a DUNS number for you, and they've already started reporting for you.
Okay. So you just mentioned something, NAV. So NAV, a lot of people don't know what NAV is. Everybody know what Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, but nobody knows what NAV is.
So NAV is a corporation that will allow you to track your business credit scores.
Okay.
So for your business credit scores, the three major bureaus, and they have more than this, but the three major bureaus is Duns and Bradstreet, who is issuing you that Duns number. Then you have Equifax Commercial, and then you have Experian Commercial.
Right. Okay. And what about Paydex?
Paydex is the score that Duns and Bradstreet populates for you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you're watching those three scores: the Experian, the Equifax, and the Paydex. So
with these names, Equifax, Commercial, Experian, Duns, where are the websites? Do you have the websites exactly where you can find these particular?
Okay. So nav.com, NAV.com.
Okay.
Is the website. You can also download their app. Go ahead and create yourself an account. Now, if you choose not to pay, the best plan is the Boost plan. It's $39 per month. If you choose not to pay, you're going to see alphabets for your scores. So it can be anything from A to
D.
F.
Yeah.
Yes. And so get the $39 plan because A to F will not help you. And so once you get upgraded, you will actually be able to see numeric scores.
Okay. So now, in saying that, when you said versus the alphabetic versus the numeric, which one is more well, I can say which one is more important for as when you request something or when you go for something, try to purchase it.
Which bureau are they going to pull from?
Correct.
Okay, most are going to pull from Experian.
Okay.
I definitely will say the Experian Commercial and the Paydex score trump the Equifax Commercial score.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, because you know what? Actually, I learned something. This was probably about 2 months ago. I was talking to a friend, just random talking, right? And I was on the website, whatever, just go on my nav actually.
Okay.
And she was saying, "What's your Paydex score?" I was like, "What is a Paydex score?" She said, "If you have a good Paydex score, you could purchase a car in your business name." I said, "Really?" She said, "As long as it's above an 80, you good." So I went to my nav, and mine was like at 85. So, I mean,
so you got to the lot?
I went to the lot. I went to the lot and purchased the car in my business name, and I was surprised.
Let me clear that up, though, and, no shade to your friend, and I'm glad that she gave you that information. Business credit is not black and white like that. Sometimes you can go to the lot with a 75 Paydex, but you have 30 to 40 trade lines in your account, and you will still get approved.
Right.
Okay, so I don't want people to think it's a set number or a set number of trade lines. A lot of variables come into play.
Okay, yeah, that's what, because I just, like I stated on the last 2 podcasts, like I just learned about this business credit thing in a pandemic.
Okay.
So pandemic, a lot of people said it was a curse, but for a lot of people it was a blessing.
Yes.
Because I learned a lot of stuff just by sitting here, going to YouTube University and sitting there listening and reading things and inquiring about stuff and just calling people that know people. A lot of people know about this stuff, but nobody like really is saying nothing.
Well, I actually see it all over, and I mean, I don't know if you know how social media is. Once you start talking about something or even whispering in your home, then next thing you know, all you see is that, every time you scroll. So I see it all over, but I do see a lot of misinformation. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that could not be intentional because, like I said, things are not black and white with business credit. So, for example, some people will say, okay, go ahead and get you a Sam's Club MasterCard once your Experian score is a 70 or above. Well, I've had clientele that said, hey, I really need this account. This $25,000 MasterCard with no PG will help me, and I'm going to go give it a shot.
Right.
And I'm like, go ahead, girl. Favor is going to go before you. They have 0 on the Experian commercial credit score, and they come back with an approval. So things are not black and white with business credit.
Yeah, because I know, look, in saying that, because a lot of this stuff like you said, a lot of misinformation is on there because a lot of this stuff, of course, I listen to, that's how I learned though. Do this, do that. You'll get approved for this and that. And most of that stuff wasn't true.
Yeah.
You
can't guarantee approvals.
Right.
But the great thing about it is, unlike personal credit, inquiries don't really hurt you. So if you get a denial, go back in 30 days and try again.
Right. 30 days or 3 months?
30 days.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I would think 3 months.
No, sir.
So, so what about increases? That's every 3 months or what?
Now, what are you talking about as far as the increase?
Increase, like credit increases for your business. Say if you get
on what type of account?
A business account.
Give me an example.
So I go to Navy Federal.
Okay, so I knew that's where you were at. Navy Federal would not be a business credit account.
Okay.
Even though they offer business products, they don't report to business credit. So Navy Federal guys, yes, utilize them until you can't utilize them anymore.
Okay.
At one point, every 91 days, you can get a new credit card. But I have experienced people going before the 91 days and being approved for that second card or that third card. Now, the max amount of cards that you can get approved for with them is 3.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh, say Bank of America. But for some reason, Bank of America, I've been banking with them forever, and they hate me for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, and I have the credit. And they just, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know.
Don't think it's strange.
Oh, okay. So it's funny. I know you're talking about. I have a guy coming up here. He's a lender. Okay. And he works for Bank of America, and we're going to talk about that.
Awesome.
Discrimination. But that's another topic.
Yeah.
So leading to that, okay, so now you have your business. You have everything going. Let's get into this government contracting. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I don't know, Raemeka, are you familiar about this infrastructure bill that Joe Biden passed? He passed a 1.3 sound like I'm from New Orleans. $1.3 trillion infrastructure bill, and Harris County actually got $1.1 billion worth of that. Shout out to Lala Morris that came up here, who's the assistant director for the Office of Business Development and Opportunity here in Houston. She came up and she told us all the opportunities that they have for us when it comes to government contracting. But in saying that, most of those contracts, $1.1 billion worth of contracts, are out there for everybody, right? White, black, green, blue, and 30% of that has to go to African Americans. Okay. It's a law, right? But a lot of us don't know the first step of government contracting, and you have some expertise in the government contract space.
Yes.
So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes. So they have different levels of government contracts. You have state government contracts, and then you have federal. So I personally have federal government contracts with the United States Postal Service. But for anybody that wants to get into, any scope of contracting, make sure that you have a business entity. And so sometimes they have contracts that you can bid on as an individual, right? And so I'm going to give you an example of why you still want to go ahead and formulate some type of LLC or corporation. So when I'm creating bids for the United States Postal Service, because I'm bidding as a LLC versus me as an individual, I can add on an additional $10,000 to my bid.
Okay.
Okay. So make sure the foundation is solid. Get an LLC. The same thing that we just listed for business credit, an EIN number, a DUNS number. Go ahead and build your business credit, because sometimes, let's see, I just was researching contracts, and these happen to be in the state of Louisiana, and a penitentiary wanted someone to supply them with T-shirts, jeans, sweatshirts, sweatpants. So if I have my business credit accounts, I don't have to go to Sam's Club with my regular debit card.
Right.
I'm going to utilize my business card. I'm going to purchase these things in bulk. I'm just using this as an example, but you can go to Amazon. You can try Quill. You can try Uline. You can try these other vendors. And so I'm going to purchase these things in bulk. I'm not going to come out of pocket. And then I'm putting the price of my labor and my time on top of everything.
Right.
Now, for me, I choose to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so I have little kids. By the time 2 p.m. comes, work is done for me.
Okay.
That's a wrap. I'm not working on the weekends. They need a present mother. And so during the day when I have a little time, again, I can't go race over to the government building, right? So for me, I am going to be the middleman.
Okay.
I'm going to be the middleman, and so I am going to hire the people that the government wants to maintain the elevator. They want to cut the lawn. They want to go to the university and provide janitorial services.
Okay.
And so once I get those quotes, I'm going to put my price on top, what I want to profit. I'm going to turn it in, and they're going to go and they're going to basically be my subcontractors.
Okay, I was about to ask that. So you're saying, from what you're saying, a middleman, but in contract terms, you're the prime contractor hiring subcontractors.
Yes.
So basically, you're not doing none of the actual work. You're just getting the contract and getting individuals to work that contract, and you just pay them.
Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. You make less profit that way, but you have to consider how much value do certain things hold to you.
Right.
So for me, it's more valuable to be able to have free time with my kids, or
Absolutely.
free time to go on vacation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Free time to come to this podcast.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you. I
educate
appreciate
the people.
that.
Yes.
Hey.
But if you have, let's say, a 20-year-old son or a 25-year-old daughter, and they're able to perform the work, you can keep all the money in-house.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends upon your situation. But now for the federal contracts, which is really where my expertise lies in, okay? The federal contracts with the United States Postal Service, most of us don't know this exists. But have you ever saw mail being delivered in a vehicle other than the standard postal?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time.
So that's a person like me that owns that route. So when your mailman or your mail lady comes to your house, they're working a route. So the government, they bid out certain routes in rural areas. Sometimes, to me, it's not really rural at all, but that's what they say. And so they bid these routes out for 7 years. Okay. Yes.
Wow.
7 years.
Jeez Louise.
And for 7 years.
I see dollar signs.
As you should. For 7 years, you're responsible for making sure the mail is delivered 6 days a week.
Okay.
Okay. This is a great way to gain time and financial freedom, but you need to be reliable, or your employees do.
Right. So let's go back, because I don't want to give the people too many views, because they gotta reach out to you to get that information. You know what I'm saying? We got to get paid at the end of the day. Yeah. But so when you said when you go back to that prime and that subcontractor discussion, I want the people to understand that the most important thing in life, right, other than money, is time and relationship.
Hold on, baby. Gotta get my New Orleans voice in. No, the most important thing in life is God.
Well, no, I'm not saying it like that from a supernatural level. Of course, God is number one. I'm talking about for things that you can't get back.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right. Money, of course, everybody think money is the most important thing.
Time.
Right? It's time and relationships.
That's right.
So when you said that, you don't work past 2:00. Mm-mm. So that freedom like that. What made you get into this type of business? Because people don't even know this. It wasn't something like you just fell into it, you met somebody, you were just researching, you were just blessed to do it, God put you in a position.
Listen, so I'm glad you asked that question, though, because sometimes a person sees the end result and they don't understand the struggle that came before.
Okay.
So I was in a very horrible marriage.
Okay.
Horrible. And so I was praying. I was crying out on my knees. I had 2 young kids at the time. They may have been 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. I was crying out on my knees for the Lord to give me a way to be able to leave and provide for them. Okay. And so I started fasting. I started praying. I started asking God, how did this happen? And so I was pursuing him. I was running after him. And he brought me a resource of a young lady. I believe she was from Las Vegas.
Okay.
And she mentioned business credit. She just mentioned it. She said very little about it, but I'm a very resourceful person.
I'm saying, how you met her?
My cousin introduced me, but it wasn't for business credit. It was for something else, and it just was via the phone. Okay, so I hadn't even met her in person. She mentioned it, and that same day I went to research it. And so once I researched it, I liked what I had discovered. And so at this point, I'm not thinking about teaching other people. I'm not thinking about a course. I'm just thinking about, hey, this may provide some ways for me to get some money for me to get out of this situation.
Right.
And so I researched it so much that I was able to go back to her and educate her on some things about it. So I mastered it. And the Lord gave me the ability to create a course. I'm telling you, he laid it all out for me.
Okay.
So he's a prayer answerer. He laid it all out for me. And he told me to release a course. And I was like, I'm a social worker by degree.
Okay.
Okay. And I was working at a mental health clinic, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
You don't want to do this no more.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm done with this.
No, I was thinking, I don't know about this releasing this course.
Oh.
I don't
okay.
know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they ask me something I don't know, and I've never taught people in this type of capacity? And so what happened was I had started putting it out there on social media, the results that I was getting. And so a young man reached out to me that I had known from my church for years. I love him dearly. I thank him so much. He wanted me to build his business credit for him.
Okay.
And I asked him, instead of you paying for the services, can we barter? Can I help you to build it? And then you can help me get into the government contracting space that you're in. And he agreed. He taught me. And in about a month or two, my first offer was accepted. So that's how I came to get into the United States Postal Service arena. And I will tell anybody this. Pray for what the Lord has for you.
Right.
Even in this, and you're getting this information, and it may sound good, it needs to be attached to your purpose.
Correct. That is true.
Yes, it does. And God needs to be at the foundation of whatever it is.
Okay.
Because I used to have a boutique. I used to sell hair. I used to be a travel agent. I still am for the personal discounts. And all of this was in maybe like a 6 to 8 month time period because, again, I was trying to get out of a bad situation. So it's like, oh, okay, this will make money. That'll make money. And it made money, but it was temporal, and there was no fulfillment in it. So my fulfillment came actually when I started serving others in this arena. You know, so we would have the business credit course, but then there will be other women that want to know, how do you get out of an abusive marriage? There will be other women that want to know, look, well, I've been going to this family church forever, and, they're telling me I need to stay, so it became my ministry.
I got you. So what you're saying, that's a lot of stuff, what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying. If you're connected to the vine, I'm not getting spiritual. If you're connected to the vine,
why are you backing away from spirit?
No, because I want the people that don't know about that never been inside of a church or never heard the word from a preacher. I want them to understand what we're saying.
Okay.
And what you're saying, when you're connected to the vine, you understand that. And then when you said purpose, so a lot of people are looking for money, right? They're looking for money, looking for fast money, looking for I could buy my, nice shoes. I buy my hair, my wigs. I could buy the nice cars, and that's cool. But they're not looking at the fulfillment out of life. They might have a lot of money, but it's not fulfilling. It's like, okay, I have all this. I have this big house, these nice cars. I could go anywhere I want to go, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like the term "money don't bring happiness," which is very true. I was talking to a friend about that earlier. But but the funny thing. You found purpose out of pain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a great thing, because a lot of people just look at that pain and say, I'm just going to rely on that pain. I'm going to stay rooted in this pain.
That's right.
And this pain is going to stick with me forever, and I'm going to inject this pain in somebody else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus saying, okay, I see opportunity out of this. I pray for this, and I see it. I was grounded enough to understand and know. And you went there, and now you're helping people out.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yes, and I love it.
Praise the Lord.
Yes, hallelujah.
Pass the offering plate, y'all. That's awesome. So in doing that, so how long have you been actually doing this particular deal with the government contracting?
So I got my first contract in 2019.
Okay, so it's fairly new.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
So you're an expert.
Listen, I'm one of those people, I'm going to research something until it can't be researched anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to master it.
I like it.
I'm going to master it. And therefore, I've already made the mistake so that when people come to me, they don't have to fall in the same pit hole.
Right. So in getting this course and buying this course and purchasing this course, what are some things people could look forward to?
Um,
Or is this learning on a topical level?
Okay, so I have two different courses. I have a government contract 101 course where we just go over the basics of state and federal contracts.
Okay.
Okay, so once a person takes that course and they're like, hey, I really like, this sounds like it's for me. It sounds like this is for me and I want to move forward with it. Then I do a one-on-one course strictly for the federal contracts because the packet is like a little mini phone book.
Yeah.
And so I walk them through how to complete it, what verbiage they need to use because they're looking for certain verbiage to let them know that you're educated in this arena.
Okay.
And I just, I take their hand until they win their contract.
So you write the proposal and everything?
Yes, I show them how to write it. So therefore, God forbid, if something happens to me, again, God forbid,
right,
they'll know what to do.
Oh, that's good. You teach them everything. You teaching them too much.
No, listen.
You teaching them how to fish. I get it.
Yeah, and it has a price attached to it now.
Yeah, I see because cause I know I have some friends that actually write proposals for any type of contracts. They've been in the government, but they retired or they just quit and just started doing it on their own. And they charge a nice little penny to write the proposal. Yeah,
it changes your life. This is one of the main things. I have multiple streams of income, glory to God, but this is one of the main things that it gives me time and financial freedom. Mm-hmm. So this changes your life. So don't look at the cost, look at the value.
Right, absolutely. Well, everything in life. So I tell people this all the time, right? Especially our people. Mm-hmm. We look at everything for free, blah, 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 blah. But I'd rather pay for knowledge. So it's a story that I always always go back to. Master P, of course. Master P said the most pivotal point in his life is when he paid Michael Jackson's attorney at the time for a little piece of knowledge. This dude told him like two things. He paid him $25,000 for it. But that $25,000 made him almost $600 million.
That's right. The return. That's why I say you can't look at the $25,000 when the return is going to be $25 million.
Yes.
So we'll sit and we'll eat crab legs and lobster and crawfish and gumbo and all of these things.
Talk that talk.
Yeah. So we're paying $150 for our family meal, and upwards.
Yeah.
And that was a one-time experience. And don't get me wrong, we deserve it at times. Mm-hmm. But that same $150 that we can invest in a course that's going to turn around and make us $1,500 or $15,000. I'm not sure. That's a mindset problem, and your mindset needs to be shifted. And when you expect everything for free, you're not ready to become a business owner because the first thing you need to do is work on your self-development.
Absolutely.
And then everything else flourishes after that.
Yeah, that's real. No, that's real. So I see that you're not just a government contractor, but you're a life coach too.
Yeah, I shift people past fear. I don't want to get, too much into it because, I saw how you were kind of shying away from it, which is, completely understandable. But I shift people beyond fear into full-time entrepreneurship.
That's good.
The Lord calls us to be entrepreneurs. Now, don't get me wrong, might not be 100% of the people, but most people, you understand?
You are correct.
How can I be serving the true and living God, but then I have to go to my boss, my supervisor, my superior.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
I don't like it either. That's an atheist,
it doesn't
and I
make
have
sense.
to ask you to give me time off to go to my kids'
recital or graduation.
Yeah, I'm asking you, but I'm the one that's building your business. I'm the one that's sustaining your business. We have to get up out of that and stop using our gifts as the side hustle while we're building wealth for other people.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But what you're saying, that term, boss, supervisor, I never said those terms in my life. I
don't like them.
Like they don't make sense to me. Like it's like Dame Dash said this a couple of weeks ago. He said you might just call him daddy.
Yeah,
it's your daddy.
They're slavery terms, and people say them all the time.
My boss.
Yes, they're slavery terms, and that unfortunately is where a lot of our mindsets lie. They're still in. We have a slavery mentality. We really do, and it saddens me to see it.
Well, we breaking that though.
We are breaking it. We are breaking it. I want us to break it a little bit faster. Yeah, like, sis, you can do this. Like, you're the best in the community. This is supposed to be a global business. This isn't something you're supposed to be working just for the weekends.
That's real.
Just from 5 to 9.
But see, all right, so you get it. So I'm going to tell you why I think you got it. Because you understood the power that you had within you that was invested in you to do something to help the community. You see that, or you saw it. A lot of people don't have that vision. If they can't see it, they can't it can't penetrate their brain. It's like they're just living like a little zombie. I'm just going to go through life 8 to 5, 30 years of my life. Yeah. They don't see it. A lot of people don't have that provision.
Yeah, and if you can't see it, you can't accomplish it.
Absolutely.
But I know one thing for myself. The Lord has made me a kingdom financer. So if he's made me a kingdom financer, he has to provide the wealth.
I like it. I like it. So look, before because I don't want to give too much information. I gotta end this because I want these people to contact you, right? And everything that you have to offer. Are you still doing business credit?
I do.
Okay.
Like I said, they won't let me get away from it. So I have 2 programs for business credit. I have one that is a pre-recorded Audible class. I walk you through. It's all actionable steps. It's not fluff. Okay. And I also provide you with all of the links for you to go ahead and apply for those accounts. That one is only $150.
Okay.
My counterparts charge you thousands. Yes.
$150.
Yes, what? That's it.
Jeez Louise.
Yes, giving it away, right? And so
I
my
paid like
other
$1,000.
Oh, bless your heart. But the other one is $1,000. It's $999.
Okay.
But that's where I build it for you. It's the VIP package, and I only take on 3 clients per month. So right now we're back to July or August or whatever is the next time I have an opening. But I do everything for you because some people are, doing a residency. Or some people, unfortunately, their comprehension, you know what I'm saying, may not be there, and they need the assistance. So that's where that program comes into play.
That makes sense. But no, honestly, and look, I'm a believer. Like, as you guys know, the guys who watch the show, y'all know I don't really, believe in X, Y, and Z. I'm always the advocate, the devil's advocate for something. But I'm a firm believer that I see it. I see the cars that I apply for. I see the amount of business credit that I do have. I see the things that I've purchased already that I'm going to purchase, land to multiple properties. But this is something. So I'm a firm believer. So the stuff does work. So you guys, y'all better hit her up. Hit Raemeka up. So also, if they want to hit you up when it comes in terms of this government contract thing, for as with the post office, how can they get in contact with you with that?
Okay, so my Instagram is I am Mika Motivates.
Okay.
And then my Facebook is my name, Raemeka Granger.
Raemeka Granger. Raemeka. So I've been saying it wrong. I've been saying Raemeka.
It's okay because my mom was just doing too much anyway.
Oh, okay. Raemeka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. Raemeka. That's dope. Okay, cool. So I like it. So you got my brain going right now.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So I want to know if are you willing to give the price for the contracting for the government contracting for the post office?
I thought I did. Okay, so that one is $999 too.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And let me tell you guys, that's a sale price. So I'm on the podcast today. That's the sale price. Listen, I get mentored myself. I'm always, learning. I'm a mentee myself. Actually had a consultation call today. I believe in everything that I'm telling you. So I have to keep pursuing my own self-development, right? So as the value goes up, so does the cost.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to grab it at the $9.99. And also, if you have any further questions, my customer service is superb.
Good.
It's superb.
Good.
So just hit me up and we can talk about anything that you didn't understand from the podcast or that I didn't communicate effectively.
There it is. Look, when y'all hear that, y'all know what time it is. So look, you guys better go. When I say you guys better go, you guys better go and hit Raemeka up because this is vital information, and this is information that's going to change not just your life, but your community's life. Jay-Z said this one term. He said that This is how you know that you're successful, when everybody around you is just as successful as you. That's how you know you're successful. So Raemeka, give the people one more time your social media. Where can they contact you?
Okay, so my Instagram is I am Meka Motivates, and then my Facebook is Raemeka Granger, Raemeka, last name Granger.
There it is. There you have it. This is the Culture Distinct podcast. We done gave you some gems. We just put $1 million in your pocket. It's up to you. You got to do the rest. All right. So you guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for telling a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you hit me up if you have any questions. I love you guys. Peace out.